Hello, everybody. Welcome to Always Off Brand. I am Scott Oshman, one of the co-hosts, and I have been orphaned today. I've been left behind. Summer Jubileer, she's on vacation or I don't know what, but she was scheduled. This is scheduled, not going to be here. But Haley Brooke in the news, as we sometimes get. I got a text very early in the morning out here on the West Coast that she was planning on being here. She felt terrible that she's not able to be here, but unfortunately she had some things. They have a big storm going there, but we don't talk weather here. We don't talk weather. And you know what? Screw them. I don't care that they're not here. They're gonna miss what we got going on today. Is fantastic. It's kind of a detour, but it's not really a detour. You're going to hear, we have a familiar, you know who it's on here because I can put the names on here, okay? But we have a new burgeoning superstar, already a superstar in her own right. And I put together just a little tiny clip before we get to the intros, okay? Before I get to the magic intros, I'm going to see if we can put this together. And this just gives you just a little flavor, listener, watcher, what we got going on today.
Hello and welcome to the Mandy-licious kitchen. And today you are going to make a challah that is a 4-string challah, that is a 6-string challah, that is a 9-string challah. This is spectacular.
Welcome, Mandy. I have already made the famous Mandy-licious dough. We're back. How do my bloobs look?
You have, those are some nice bloobs. Hubba. The dough only has so much dough in it.
And dough remembers.
Dough holds a grudge.
She forgives, but she does not forget.
It says congratulations on it. I'm scared. I sent pictures here that people have asked me. I made sure to put them in the books. Like, there's my mom. All these challah dips in there. Need to know, K-N-E-A-D. I'm so excited.
Yes, that's that. And now we're going to get to the intros as we get them to the YouTube stage. Let's start the music. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the YouTube stage. We'll start with Mandy Silverman of the Silvermans. He's EVP, Executive Vice President, Commerce and Market Performance Group. He's not only that, but he's the author of the heralded weekly e-commerce review. He's a superstar in his own right in the beautiful e-commerce nerd. But really, we're here to talk Mandy Silverman, Mandy-licious. Go to mandylicious.com. You can cover her. She not only is a teacher, she's not only a speaker, she's not an influencer, she's a social media superstar, and now the author of the new book coming out September 1st, 2026, Twisted, the queen of all challah and bread and dough and everything. Welcome to the program.
Oh, wow. Thank you. That was great. Let's bring Scotty with us wherever we go because he makes us feel good.
The Silvermans
Woo!
program.
He's a hype video just himself.
That's right. So I put together, that was just a little clip about, I love how excited you are. First of all, the whole pun unneeded, that just gets me, I got a kick out of how funny you thought that was. It was great.
It's always in the book. It's so funny. It's
all your need to know tips.
Yeah, and then if you want to elevate your challah, you give it a rise. See,
there's all the give the
they're
rise
such
tips.
troopers. They let me put all my weird stuff in the book. I don't know why, but it's in
and
there.
then we'll get to all these other things. You have this fabulous book coming out, Twisted, which is I can't imagine how many years in the works that has been. But if you go on your Instagram and you got a bazillion followers, like you're a big deal. You're a big deal. No offense, Danny, but she is a humongous deal.
She's way more successful than I can ever hope to be.
No, that is not at all true. But in my small, very small carby world, that some people sometimes.
Oh, the carbs. But you know what? We're all on GLP-1, so who cares? We can eat whatever we want. Anywho, Mandy.
Yes, sir.
How did this begin? How did this start? And you and I shared the love of Yiddish. How did it all, what happened here? What were the beginnings?
Okay, so picture it. Sharon, Massachusetts, 2012. So in 2012, I did not know how to make challah at all. I grew up eating it and enjoying it, and my mom and my grandmothers would make it. and it was wonderful, but it's very scary because it's like, it's a yeast bread, and then there's braiding involved, and then there's like the hard parts of the bread, and there's like it's an important bread, and you don't want to mess it up. So I just, as I do with most of my things in life, if I'm scared of it, I just don't deal with it. So
We call it ostriching.
I ostrich, my friend.
Yeah. Shout out all of us. Yes. I mean,
So that's why it was fine. Like, you don't, there's a bell.
oh yeah, we got all kinds of sound effects, Mandy. That was a juicy nugget, ostriching. That's good. We'll get into some other technical things. Okay, the challah thing. Let's just, for those of us that not, you said it's an important bread. Why is it important? Can you just give us the 2-second, rundown on what the hell we're talking about?
So it's a braided bread, and the Jewish people, like, you could have it whenever you want. Obviously people have it in French toast and sandwiches, but if you're Jewish, you have used it in like some sort of like holy sense, like on the Jewish Sabbath, it's there. On people's bar and bat mitzvahs, it's there. On your wedding, it's there. If there's a big Jewishy thing, then we have challah to celebrate. It's a special celebratory bread that is it's designed, that's why it's braided, to look special and be different from all other breads.
Challah French toast. Let me just give a shout out to that. I mean, good Lord.
Sorry. That's not when we ding. Okay, sorry.
What? Oh, is it ding? Oh, she's just like Summer. She's directing from afar. I love it. Let's go. We get a ding.
Can I have a bell?
Yes, I will get you a bell.
Okay. You should get your goat.
Okay. So that's what challah comes from, and it's part of the thing. I grew up with it. Again, there's all kinds of different variations, which you clearly go all over the place. I had no idea the places challah could go, but go ahead. So then you're sitting in your kitchen. It's 2012 in Sharon, Massachusetts.
And my mom lives in St. Louis, Missouri, and even though we don't live in the same time zone, we talk every day. And she called me to let me know that she went to, it was Rosh Hashanah time, the Jewish New Year, and a very popular thing that you have on, because it's a Jewish spiritual day, is challah. And honey is something special that you have for Rosh Hashanah. And she went to someone's house, and the woman served the challah, and she cut it, and then there was a layer of honey inside the challah. And my mom said to her, "Oh my gosh, that's so cool. How did you do that?" And that woman's like, "I'll never tell you. I will go to my grave and I will never tell you." And she was right. She died, the woman. She still hasn't told anyone.
Are you kidding me?
I know, it's true. It's a true story.
That's like savage. I love it.
Oh no, she was hardcore. But my mom and I are what I like to call caramel core. It's like, it's not even soft core. It's just like, there's hardcore and then there's caramel core. We're just like sweet and gooey on the inside. Sorry.
Are we talking bread still? I'm so confused now.
We have Gen Zers in the house, and there's like cottage core, and there's this core, and there's that core. It's just somewhere along the line we've adopted.
Well, there's people say hardcore.
And for those who can't translate Southern, she's saying caramel.
It's not even
core.
Southern. It's just special name. But no, so it's.
I know caramel. I know caramel. I know it all. I got it.
I like it because he's Scotty O, and I was Mandy O until I got married. So I feel like.
Oh, were you really? You were Mandy O?
Oppenheimer, yes.
Nice.
Not that Oppenheimer.
No, different. I mean, destructive things, but in a different way.
So you get this call. Okay, keep it going. And
she's upset because she's not upset, but like, she's like curious. She's like, I want to know what this woman did. And I don't know, my mom does so much for me all the time that I was like, sure, I'll figure that out for you. No problem. I'll take care of it. And I was like, really? I'm like, yeah. So I was like, how hard can it be? Because challah and there's honey, just put them together. So first I had to make challah, and I never done that before. And that was a horrible, horrible, horrible experience. I made so many mistakes. I made every mistake, and it was so horrible that I figured it out though. Like, I trudged through, because it was like, it wasn't for me. It was for my mom. I think that helped like motivate me. And then I had to figure out how to stuff the challah. And honey, if you don't know, is very hard to stuff in a challah because of the way it acts. Like, you can't, like, I did a lot of research on stuffed breads, and I did all the tricks and things like that, and it would just bubble over or boil out or suck in or burn. I couldn't get it. And at this point, it was many months of failing and mistakes. And I say this all the time, I've never failed at more things than I have at that. And not like I'm brilliant, but I could usually pick up on some stuff, and I couldn't. It was a whole other thing. I had to stop. I like, Mandy, okay, we can't put honey in this challah, but we've learned how to make the challah. We want to do something special. What can we put inside that would be fun? And I was like, brisket. We could put brisket in a challah. Why not?
Yeah, what brisket came to mind. Now, just to set the table, from a culinary point of view, did you grow up? Were you cooking? Were you baking? From a culinary, just understanding conceptually. So to go at these things, my wife happens to be an incredible, I call her chef. She's an insane cook. She's an incredible baker. She's amazing. But did you have that baseline to go figure this out?
Yes, I knew how to make. I could fry things. I could bake things. I could make caramel from scratch. But challah was so different from all of that, and even from regular breads, challah is different. So, but once I had the challah down, I was like, well, let me take some of the other things I know how to do, and let's see because there's never been anything like that before. So I'm like, okay, I can't put honey in a challah, but I can put brisket in a challah. I can't put honey in a challah, but I can put cookie dough in a challah. I can't put honey in a challah, but I can put pulled buffalo chicken in a challah. And I just started making all these fun flavors, like the things that would go in any form of bread, and I made them into challahs, and I would make them for my friends for their birthdays or for special treats, or my kids. I would invent like all these flavors for them. And then someday someone said, you should make this into a business. And I said, no, that sounds horrible. And I tried to. And I was like, no, that's not what a thing I want to do. That feels like it's something that I would not want to do. But so many people, I feel like I do things not for me, but for other people a lot of the time. Yeah. And it was like, so I did it, and I started the business, and I did like 30 challahs like 1 week in the month, and I was like, oh, okay, that was fun, and people really appreciated it because they were fun and different, and not like the challahs you can get at the bakery. And I drove around and I delivered them all over Sharon, like it was like a thing. And then it was going well. It was growing. I had like I made a turkey that was like viral, and so I had people drive in from Thanksgiving from like a whole bunch of different states to get a turkey, so that helped a little bit. Like
a turkey. Wait, hold on a second.
You just rip him off the wall.
A turkey challah? What now? Where'd the turkey come from?
See,
listener, she's putting up. I see. You made a turkey out of challah
with a pumpkin spice tummy. It was very cute and visual. And this was back in 2013 when it was much easier to get things.
Okay, but so let's go back digitally. I mean, I have other questions. If Danny and the kids were obviously your test kitchen, I mean, you were trying it, but how did you know if brisket at a challah would actually be any good? I mean, how did you know if any of these things would be any good?
I would say, Danny? You won't say this, that she has an incredible palate, and she has the ability to look at any recipe in any cookbook and say, yes, but, and make an adjustment here or there and know exactly how it's going to come out. The number of failures have been literally zero in terms of flavor in this kitchen. So she's got a real talent.
Okay. So she didn't even need you. She didn't really need anybody else, is what you're saying?
No.
You know what he did? I need you for self-esteem and encouragement.
Yes.
Okay,
of course, that it is delicious.
Yes.
I'm picking up on the turkey thing. Listener, she's made a challah that looks in the shape of a turkey, just to put that out there. Okay.
That's all it was.
The second thing is, the follow-up is, so you're like, oh, we went viral. I mean, how did you're first of all, you're like, I made there had to be some enjoyment of this, even though you stumbled into it because some woman who's passed away was bitter and didn't share something. So this became a competitive situation to figure out. But at some point you must have been like, actually, this is kind of fun. I don't hate this.
Because if you do something and you get it right away, it feels nice. But if you've been trying for months and months, it feels so good to get it right. But then when you're able to take that skill that you had and make someone else as happy with your new skill as you made yourself, it's addictive, right? Like I wanted to not just make Danny happy. I wanted to make my friends happy. I wanted to make my neighbors happy. Let me think of things that other people will like so I can make them that same level happy. I can't do a lot of the things that a lot of people can do, like talents and gifts. But if I could do this for something, it's like a drug, man. Carbs are a drug. They're addictive and delicious. But also making people happy is addictive.
Yes.
So I like very encouraging.
Yeah, you're true. Again, I think the word mensch is typically associated with gender male, but I I looked this up at one point. A female can be a mensch too, can't she?
I guess she can. Yeah, I'd be a womanch. Sorry.
Yeah, there you go. A mensch, by the way, is just somebody who's just the nicest. You do nice things for people. You like, you shepherd the old lady across the street. You're just a mensch. I don't know. You're just a good person. You do good things. Okay. Now, the digital part of this, Danny, stand by, is you sit there. You said the turkey thing went viral, but when did you figure out, hey, I'm going to actually video myself or put it on Instagram or what? How did this even become how did this happen?
So this is 2013. This was way before video and anything like that. This, when I say viral, I was on Facebook, a local business, and a few hundred people shared it, right?
Okay.
My Facebook.
Let's go back to I'm going to give you a different 2013 going viral on Facebook. How you doing?
Wow. Okay.
Little different than the other pod you're on, huh?
I enjoy it.
We're having, by the way, I got scooped, and Danny completely called me out. Rightly so. The second you guys were booked on She-Commerce, which again, I love Jackie, and they're going to come on. They're going to be on Always Off Brand in August.
Great.
So I'm excited about that. It's a bigger deal for us than for them. But he was like, "You got scooped, man. Mandy's on another pod." But anyway, so you go viral on Facebook, and that kind of is that start of your digital journey here?
No, that was me just doing the things that people tell me to do because I wanted to. I say I don't do this for me. I do it for other people, but I am driven. Like I would have been very upset if no one bought my challah, right? So I saw I get good on Facebook, and I got, because that was in like November, and I was like going, and like close to the following November, Instagram started becoming more of a platform, and people are saying, Mandy, your challahs are so unique, and this is a platform with pictures in it. You should really try and get on Instagram. And again, I was like, that seems scary, and I said, I don't want to get on Instagram, and I tried to ostrich, but then my friend's 11-year-old daughter at the time, now she's much older, but she's like, no, I will make you an Instagram account and I'll figure it out for you and I'll show you how to post on Instagram. And I was like, sure, here you go, Ella. And she put the picture of the turkey up, and I mean, didn't go viral on Instagram because nothing really went viral on Instagram then. It was much smaller. and then I had her go on there as a way to help grow my local business. But what I didn't know at the time, which I understand better now, it's not quite the same, is that Facebook, the way it pushes out your pictures and information is very, at least like back then, was based on you, right? So a lot of people who followed Mandy Licious were my friends and their friends, whatever. So that's all very related. Instagram at the time was very hashtagged, right? So hashtag sort of, if you hashtagged challah in your thing, then people who liked challah would see a picture of challah in their feed. It could be your post. So when I started with that, it was for the purpose of growing my local business. But Instagram was not.
You're selling challah at this point, right? You're selling loaves of challah, right?
Yes, I had 2 ovens at the time, and I was that was what it was for. Maybe get like, instead of like 30 challahs a month, I would be able to sell 40 challahs a month, just growing my audience. But what happened was I started getting all these messages from people who could not buy my challah, because by my cottage, the cottage laws in Massachusetts only allowed for me to sell within the state of Massachusetts. So even if someone in Chicago was like, Mandy, I would love a challah, I'd be like, I can't sell it to you because my cottage laws are prohibitive. So, but that was not.
No challah for you. No challah for you.
I could have been the challah Nazi, which would be ironic on many levels.
No.
Sorry. Anyways, so I got all these messages from people who were messaging me because I had like 100 followers. Like I wasn't anyone big or special,
right?
I saw that I knew how to make challah, and they were, sometimes if you would see someone who had tons and tons of followers, it becomes scary to message them. So they would be like, Mandy, I see that you make challah. I live in Iowa. I don't know how to make challah. How do I do that? I were trying to make challah, and I made a mistake. And I had when I figured out where the messages were, because I did not know for a long time that you could get messages on
Yeah,
Instagram. So
yeah.
there's 100 in there. It's like,
I'm with you. I check Facebook like once every 3 years, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, friend. You messaged me in 2022, and it's 2026. I'm sorry.
but thankfully I discovered it sooner. But then all the people that were messaging me were not people to buy challah from me in Massachusetts. They were messaging me with questions about challah. And this was
They want to know what the challah is. They needed to know.
They need to know how to make it. They were going through the same thing. And they had all these questions. And the craziest thing was that they had all these questions with all these mistakes that they made, but I had already made all those exact same mistakes.
Exactly, right? They're like, I got nothing. I tried it, Mandy, and I got Chazarai. What I got was Chazarai.
Puppy Jackie. Anyways, yes, that's right. They got Chazarai. So they got Chazarai.
I got Chazarai. I got schmutz here. I got it's just bad. This is not going well for me, Mandy. Please help me, Mandy. Help me, Mandy.
I like his singing. It's very good.
All right.
Usually they go to Mandy by Barry Manilow, but he did the.
I know. Well, I'm sure Mandy's not the Barry Manilow Mandy. I'm sure that you grew up with that your whole life.
Not my whole life. I mean,
Yeah.
But
Go ahead.
Anyways, but the point is that they had all these questions, and I knew the answer to all of those questions because I had made those mistakes, and I was able to talk to them from with not a level of superiority, like, oh, I've been studying and the cooking schools forever. It was like, no, oh my God, I do the same thing, and I can tell you exactly. I think people responded well to that because they were talking to someone who was their equal in the kitchen.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I was some sort of expert or anything like that. I had made these mistakes, so I could just tell you the answer,
Exactly.
And it became, and they told their friends, and I became like a challah safe space where people who, could feel comfortable asking questions without being judged. And I think, woo! I feel like I need like a count. But
a challah safe space. I just didn't know that was even a thing. But now I do. Again, learning. Go ahead. So you finally this thing picks up steam. Okay, it's only an hour program.
I know. Sorry. Yes, that is the base.
Okay.
So that's what 2012, I didn't know how to make challah. 2013, I started a business. 2014, I was on Instagram, and I was able to utilize all the mistakes that I made to build a business. And it was growing, and it was fine, and it was great. It's a very niche subject, challah. And then it turns out that even though it's such a small audience, people are very curious about it. So, fortunately or unfortunately, a lot of Jewish influencers, no one speaks about challah the way that I do in that sort of level of flavors. But if you were looking at it for a place to learn about challah, sometimes you'll find Jewish influencers are great, but they're also very, not like I'm very Jewish, but they're very they're heavy in their
more serious. More heavy hitters, right?
You're not Jewish, or if you're converting, or if you're married to a Jewish person, or if you're outside the box of what high level Judaism, not high level, very observant, then you don't feel comfortable asking questions, or you feel like you'll be judged.
Right.
So
you're the mass. You're the mass. You're for everybody. You don't care. You talk to anybody, and there's so many great. That's the great thing about food, right? There's so many ethnicities and histories and countries where you get introduced to different foods, and they're just fabulous. You don't care if you're part of the religion, not part of the religion. You're like, I want some of that.
Exactly. And people wanted that. And that, I think, helped grow the business. And then ultimately, I think I got to and it was I did have a good chunk of followers. I'd say maybe 15,000, which is a lot.
Yeah.
And then it was pandemic, and I was just
boom, baby.
Boom. That's a whole other sound. So I was just starting to teach in Boston classes, and that was a big deal to learn to in person teach. And then it was pandemic, and I was like, well, that's it. That's the end. I'm not doing anything else. But really what ended up happening was in pandemic, we learned that over Zoom and you don't have to be in the same space and time. And people had never realized that before. So then all of a sudden people were home trapped, learning how to make bread. So you're either learning how to make sourdough or you're learning how to make challah. And it was peak pandemic, and I was getting around 1,000 messages every day asking for my challah.
But you
Wait,
had,
no.
but you had the chutzpah
Hey.
to say, not only this is fun, I'm selling some challah, I'm teaching some people to make challah, I'm doing this, and then is that when when Mandylicious was born? Is that when mandylicious.com? Is that when you go to 30, 40,000? I mean, is that when the enterprise of Mandylicious started?
Yeah, it really got, because how many challah people know a lot about challah that are like comfortable to come. Like I talked to the Hallmark Channel, I talked to the UN. Like these are like groups of people that wouldn't necessarily feel comfortable having like some very pious, like, okay, this is how we boring braid bread. Like, okay, let's learn how to do this, cinnamon apple fritter challah babka situation and make it in a company would much rather hire someone, especially in peak pandemic when everyone's kind of sad and blue and doing these cooking in their own home, that was going to do something a little bit more unique and a little bit more special to help bring the company together, or your coworkers, or I did a lot of family reunions, like people who haven't seen each other all the time. I would have them, they would come on the Zoom screen and they would see each other making challah together. Yeah. And it would be it was just great, because it's just that sort of thing is what helps boost your, more people know you, people will understand who you are and what makes you a unique proposition.
Yeah, but I mean, we were doing cooking classes on Zoom. We were doing mixology. We were making cocktail classes on Zoom. We were doing it was fantastic. It was so much fun.
Yeah, it was great. And so that really did help. And then by the time that pandemic slowed down, so what it was 2020, and then by 2022, I had, I really was sort of like cemented in challah. Like that's all I got, I've established myself as the challah lady, and people recognize that. Like if you want to know about challah, you go to Mandylicious and she'll help you. And more and more people, even though at the beginning, people felt comfortable asking me questions. They only had 100 followers. Now people, even though I've got 80,000 followers, because my whole personality is based on the fact that I do not think I'm better than you.
Right. You're approachable. You're fun. You're just you. It's just relatable. You're comfortable. You're authentic. It's not you're trying to put on something. I mean, but we're gonna take a break. But I have to go to break to ask you one question. This is just between the three of us. Okay, I'm gonna get in real low here. Okay, are you sick of challah?
Could you be sick? It's like being sick of Danny. It's like a new flavor every day. He's awesome. 30 years, baby. Not tired of you yet. So I've only done this for like however many, 13.
I'm sick of his predictions, but other than that, he's no, because he's always right. It's not fun when he's right and I'm always wrong.
Right. He's always right, except when he disagrees with me, then he's always wrong. But in general,
which is, I mean, let's not get it. I didn't want to take this into the marriage conversation because we know who's right and who's wrong. Okay, we come back. So you built this thing, you're doing classes, you're selling stuff. All of a sudden you've got this followership. You're kind of a social media. It's turned into a thing. It's turned into a big thing. So let's talk more about how to leverage that when we come back. I want to hear the full e-commerce branding of Mandylicious when we come back.
Hey, this is Kate Asaraf from DIP, and you're listening to the Always Off Brand Show.
All right, we're back with the Liciouses.
I love it. I'm telling you, we should change our name.
Mr. and Mrs. Licious.
Hello. It's Doctor. I have my PH Doe. Thank you.
All right. Okay. You two, I tell you, together, you got a tight 10 open mic night there in Sharon, Massachusetts. You should go get a little comedy in. Okay. So the point of this is, and we talk about branding all the time, and Danny, chime in here, right? So we talked, I mean, he's a big deal, and his age, he's on another level. But when we talk to even challenger brands or beginning brands, and they've created a personal brand, and so to speak, right? They have a following, they have this. I can't tell them enough when they come to us for any type of paid advertising or what have you. I'm like, you need to actually build an organic social foundation, which is, you did this organically, pun intended. You did this just out of like, you weren't trying, right? You just did it, and then it just snowballed and turned into something.
Yeah.
So it's 2013 to 2024, 25, right? You've built this unbelievable social thing, Danny. I mean, so she actually became a brand.
Mhm.
Is that fair?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, she did a phenomenal job too.
You did, because
I mean, yeah, I mean,
if I wasn't married to him, I don't think I would have known, like when we were first trying to even just sell the challahs, like most people like who do cottage things from their home, they're like, they send out an email and then you can write back to the person. Danny's like, customers are more likely to purchase if they can purchase it on a website. So we built a website so people could buy the challahs on the website. So I used a lot of your learnings. Like you helped me make the stickers, and you helped me make sure that I got all the town stuff.
I helped create the M.
He
the
did.
logo.
He helped to create the logo. He did all those things. Like I was like, that sounds great, and I helped.
Yeah.
But if I feel like he's got that marketing, like I've got the creativity, but you've got this like you know what to put the creativity towards.
The one thing we didn't really think through on the branding was that there was already another Mandylicious out there.
Whoa. And I'm putting up for the YouTube watchers, I'm putting up her website, the Mandylicious website.
Thank you. Yes.
So go ahead, Danny.
Yeah, no, there you can learn about her book, her in-person classes. You can buy class recordings on her website. Sometimes there's local orders. But there was another Mandylicious out there in social media. She was in a slightly different space than Challah. We're in the stripper space.
And people would, so my website is Mandy.
Wait, what?
Mandylicious, come on.
The original.
I didn't even think, but really, I should have. But people are like, Mandy, do you know that your web, because you said mandylicious.com at the beginning.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Not that.
People would do that, and they would go to a stripper's website.
Okay, so like,
this is not what we want. I sent all these bubbies to stripper websites. It's Mandy.
all these bubbies, yeah, all these bubbies. Oy vey.
We eventually figured out how to get. We eventually got the URL mchallah.com because it was easier to.
Okay, mchallah.com and challah, which again, a lot of people.
And now, I mean, I actually thanked the stripper in my cookbook. She was one of the acknowledgments.
Are you serious?
I feel bad for her because now when you search, I come up.
That's right.
I won the search box.
That's right.
And she's not. And I mean,
That's
but,
right.
I mean,
She's got the buy box for Mandylicious.
I know. I did. I got Mandy, but everyone wants Mandylicious buy box.
Yes.
That's fun.
I
I love that you shout out on the book. That is just wonderful.
Yes.
Oy vey, smear. People are just like, I can't imagine the messages you got.
Oh yeah, no, it was since it was at the beginning, like the beginning, the hate messages were not like the people who were upset. They were like understanding because most people knew me and they know that I'm not.
Yeah.
They're like, you're not stripping, now, are you?
I was gonna say, challah during the day.
Do you like my buns, huh? It's a whole other genre. There is, I'm sure, a challah porn genre. That's besides the point.
Oh my gosh, this is off-brand. No, you're not getting intercepted by that, are you?
Because, well, that's also like, but the things like I make inappropriate. I'm very welcoming, and people are not. You know that I'm not going to judge you for anything that you say or do.
Yeah, exactly. You're just
respectful.
You're just a human being.
I am.
Okay, so we got this big deal going. You've branded. You're selling stuff. You're doing classes. This has turned into a big time thing. How did the idea of a book even come to your brain? And talk about Twisted, out September 1st, 2026. It's available on Amazon and probably a bunch of other people. But I want to talk about the business behind a book. There's a bazillion people doing books, self-published, which is great. I mean, that's a very competitive category in business, and it's hard. Talk about the inception of this thing.
Well, just like you said, it's very hard. And right now, I don't even have like a website that I make money off of with my recipes. Any recipes I put on my Instagram and they're there, and if people have a question, I just send them my recipe. Like I was not there to make money. The whole time it was there to help. But when you like make a cookbook, it does sort of establish you, and it was very overwhelming. But it turned out in 2023, one of my followers messaged me and she said, would you ever want to write a cookbook? I've been following you for years. I think you're amazing. I'm a literary agent. Hi, Jen. And and she sent me a note and I'm like, yes, I do want to write a cookbook. But I had no idea how to go about it. Honestly, I didn't even know that literary agents were a thing. But she did. She reached out and then we worked for a year on the proposal. Like it wasn't like, oh, here, just take this. It's like, you have to write your story. You have to give sample recipes. What recipes would you want in the cookbook? Who are people that know you that might vouch for your talent or whatever?
Platform.
What platform? Yeah, all these things. And it took a year, and then we put it together, and then she marketed it to a bunch of different publishing houses. And then I don't know how, but I mean, I guess because she's good, and I guess people like bread. I did have a few people who wanted to actually. Because a lot of people don't get any interest, especially in cookbooks, because that's very competitive these days.
Yeah. I mean, again, we had to put in a new bookshelf for my wife's cookbooks.
Right. Oh, we should make sure to send Scott. I'm going to put you on though.
Yeah, I'm happy to pay. I want to contribute to the Silverman empire.
You are right now.
You got mouths to feed.
But they are. But I was able to talk to a few publishing houses that wanted the cookbook, and I was able to speak and to the editors and be like,
basically interviewed.
Yeah, I interviewed them to see.
So like, what was their vision for the book? And it was more than just like what they were paying for it, but like, what did they envision for it? What would they put behind it? How much marketing? How would they support it? So she actually had like several different bids.
And that's why I was happy to have you there also, because he also knew, like, because again, I'd be like, you sound nice. I would like to work with you. But he's like, no, tell me how you're going to have a marketing plan, who's going to support you. So these are things that I wouldn't have necessarily known how to ask about, but he did. And then we just, in the end, we found someone who wasn't like the biggest, but her vision for the cookbook aligned with mine and it's very supportive. And they were offering a lot of, that sort of support that Danny was talking, marketing and all of that. And they're also global. So I was able, because I do have a global following, I was able to say that I'm going to sell this cookbook to you, even though you live in the UK, you can buy it there. If you live in Australia, you can buy it there. So that was important to me also. So that we did that. And then it took another year of just like narrowing down the recipes and writing the cookbook. Like that takes a lot of time. There's like, I have pictures of me like writing on like road trips, writing at like midnight, because I do well with deadlines. Like I need there to be a deadline, but yeah. I won't miss one. Like it's too important.
And they also assigned her an editor. So she was regularly on the daily going back and forth with an editor as like they started to develop the recipes and the formatting and coming up with need to know and give it a rise. She's and great. The layouts and everything. They were like besties.
Christy, I miss her. I need to write another book about something. Maybe I'll lie to her and be like, I have another book, and just so I could talk to her. I really like her.
And the publisher is Rock Point, is that correct?
Part of Quarto. Yeah.
Part of Quarto, okay. So again, you go through this. God, this is a phenomenal experience, right? Because you get these people know what they're doing. But is it like a movie? They're like, well, it costs $100 million to make the movie, but it costs $100 million to market the movie. Is this a similar like thing in books? I don't know.
Well, it's interesting. I don't have a PR person. I have like a manager now, but that's like a different thing. But
well, hold on. Why don't you have a PR person versus a manager? Like, I'm interested in this. This is the behind the scenes.
The nature of my business is such that a lot of PR just happens, right? Like if you're viral, if you know someone, like they'll share me. I was on the news recently, and that's just because the head news lady, she follows me.
Right. So again, like Food Network and all these other things, these are earned. We call them earned media, right? Which is you don't pay for them; they're organic, and they just get it. So all these things, right? So the publisher has PR, and they're trying to get you spots in probably New York Times and blah blah, all the major mass communication. Correct.
So they have that. That's part of my deal with them. Sometimes, like maybe I should get like a PR person. Like we talk about it sometimes, but it's not. It's like a cost benefit, right?
Yeah. But you're already getting, again, you've already got the machine. That's why you have the publisher. I don't know, Danny. What did you want to add something? You look like
No. I was just gonna say it's like Mandy's platform's always been about earned versus paid. Like she's very much heavy on the earn side. And we've had at different points PR people, but the biggest hits always have come organically. Like it's not the people you pay to get you into like the local Wicked or whatever it is. It's that news reporter who followed her and genuinely liked it and then decided to do a piece on her. Like that's where the best stuff has come from. So we haven't put a ton of money into like paid stuff because the organic has been working.
Yeah.
Are you going to be on the Food Network or something on one of these like bread competition like Bake Offs or something? Oh, the British Bake Off! You should do the British Bake Off. The US Bake Off.
I am so not. I will judge a competition. I will never compete. Man, I will lose, and I will not lose pretty.
She is.
I do not. I don't like to lose.
She is currently making a series for JLTV, which you've never.
Yeah, what is that? What is I saw that on your thing. What's JLTV?
It's Jewish. It's like it's not even like religious Jewish, like cultural Judaism. They're just trying to, they have a lot of things like in alignment with how I think. Like Jewish doesn't have to be a certain way. This is fun. This is a Jewish thing that's associated with Jewish people. Let's learn more about that. This is a Jewish.
Well, again, I grew up Reform Judaism, but my mother and father, my mother was more conservative anyway, but my wife isn't Jewish. I'm a Begley Jew. Like I like the culture stuff, the Yiddish stuff. I'm not a practicing we do a Hanukkah dinner. We do it all here. We do a little Hanukkah. We do it all.
Yes, that's great.
So, but is this on YouTube? Is this on like JLTV? Where is this? Is this a YouTube channel or where is the channel?
They're on their website. You can stream it there. You can stream it on YouTube. And then it's like on cable, like long-term cable. But like, I don't know if you have like Samsung TV or Sony TV.
Yeah.
You can also find it on those kinds of.
Got it. Okay. Because I wanted to watch that. I was like, okay, what's this? What's it about?
But I think the idea eventually is, they'll try and market it and sell it. And, maybe it will get on Food Network. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, this is just, I think it's like practice. Like it's cool that they asked me to do it. They edit all my videos. They have a professional like editing team. Yeah. And I think it's like, it's very cool because, it's just another way for more people to learn about me.
Yes.
It's a longer version of like an Instagram reel, because an Instagram reel is just like a 30-second tutorial. Yeah. And like, Instagram has gone through many iterations where like Instagram Lives used to be popular. Now that's not so much anymore. Instagram highlights, like they're still there, but no one really does that anymore. So, because most people who want long video will go to like YouTube.
Have you embraced the TikTok?
I'm scared of it. Like I'm on it, and every once in a while I try and get on it, but it's like, so part of my like issue is that it's so any videos you see that have my face is very uncomfortable. Like I do it because I know like it's important, but most videos are about the recipe. TikTok, if you want to be successful, like I'd have to be like, come with me while I make this peaches and cream challah and tell you about the time that a woman broke into my house to find challah, which is a true story. but and I'm just not like, I'm not good at that. Like I can do like an Instagram story, but I'm not good at you have to be very consistent with that sort of content. And I feel like that's just not my flavor, but I should.
Okay. So back to again, this is all about the book, Twisted, out September 1st. Okay, so you go to Twist, you get a literary agent. This is amazing. So you got a pro setup here, right?
Weird.
So now, what is the process now? You went through this editor who you loved, all this thing, and the photography again, just what you've shown and what I've seen in the previews, it looks amazing. Yeah. Danny talks about the texture of the pages and stuff.
And there was a professional photographer, and a professional food stylist. Yes. Actually, during one of the big winter snowstorms, they were all snowed into our house for a week. But
are you kidding me?
Using our house and so that they could use her kitchen for some of the shots. But boxes and boxes of props and all kinds of stuff. It was like, and they're using tweezers, and it was just
the sprinkles. It was this. Like there's a photo.
I'll never look at a cookbook photo the same.
Oh my
again.
gosh, there's a photo in the cookbook, and it's really, so I love sprinkles. I think rainbow sprinkles are my thing. My apron has rainbow sprinkles. My original logo was rainbow sprinkles because sprinkles are fun and they're different and inviting. So that's why I lean to sprinkles. But so there's a picture in the cookbook that is just a challah that's completely covered in sprinkles, and I love it. But that food stylist, she literally picked out each of these sprinkles with these teeny tiny tweezers. I had all these things that we had no idea. I understood how deadlines were going to be. I understood I didn't understand how much stress you wanted to be successful, but I understood all that sort of. But the photography piece, I had no clue, because I'd never been a part of any sort of professional photography. And there was lights and different backgrounds, and they're like, do you have any plates you like? And I'm like, here they are. And they're like, no, those have too many colors on them. They have to, I understand neutral things. And it's and I had to make a mood board to help and tell them how I'm I'm always happy. What is the mood? And they're like, because the first maybe he needs a bell so I stop talking. Maybe that's just
No, I'm not. I just do the mood board, right? You're always happy. This is the professionalism, right? We take it for granted when we look at cookbooks or we look at this. We don't understand the amount of professional expertise and design talent, the talent that goes into it.
It's crazy. And the hardest part for this was, so a lot of cookbooks, to save money, will put stock photos. I want a chocolate cake. Well, let's just use a stock photo of a chocolate cake. There cannot be stock photos in my cookbook, because until whenever I invented it,
That's what I say to stock photos.
Exactly. Lemon miso.
At one point, they're like, well, we can create some AI images for your cookbook. And I'm like,
No, you can't.
That's a no. That's a no for me, dog.
That was an overbid from Price is Right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the worst. Sorry. But so the thing was that I made every recipe picture in there. I made every recipe in there, because I didn't want them using any stock photos, because there's nothing there. There's nothing on the internet that you could take a picture of and be like, oh, this is a salami stuffed challah. That doesn't exist. That's my challah. So that was very, to them, they never even thought about that when they were saying, oh, we'll pay for your pictures. That's great. Oh, that's right. We have to pay for all of your pictures, because there's nothing like this out there. So that, I think, was a learning for them. And a learning for me was really just that to get my voice in the photos. Because the first mood board that they presented, bread looks great on browns and blacks, and it was,
okay.
I didn't know that. And it was I'm like, that is very depressing. And did you miss the part about it? I don't like sad things. So we had we had a push. And then for there to be pink in the cookbook and turquoise in the cookbook and the sprinkles. And then the cover was a whole other thing that
Oh my God, the cover, the tumult, just the nonstop mishigas had to be unbelievable. I mean,
I made ample use of online panels to test different versions of the covers to prove to them that their version sucked.
And we were wrong. They were right.
We were wrong. They were right. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, they know. They know. Because a big part also that I'm learning is that Amazon's very important. I knew that from Danny. But also the buyers for the bookstores, which definitely have less sale, but those buyers, we have to be able to show them the cookbook, and they need to understand from that cover what's going to be inside. So show them the rainbow sprinkles. That's the best cover it could possibly be. This picture with all the sprinkles. They're these buyers are going to see those sprinkles and associate it with a different kind of book. So it was a whole compromise that we had to come up with. And that's why the front of the book shows the whole challah, which is what they wanted. And the back has the sliced and stuffed, which is what I wanted.
Okay. Now let's get to this. Let's get to the real shit here. Let's get to the real talk. Okay. Let's get to, you got the book on. Okay. Let's get to the business of it. Okay.
Show me the money.
I mean,
show me the money.
Let's talk about how we're going to actually make this thing a bit, actually I'm putting up YouTube, on the YouTube listener, I'm putting up her Amazon product detail page of Twisted, her fantastic cookbook that's coming out. I love the cover, by the way. It just, bam, it hits you. I love the color coordination. I don't know what's in the, what's the little dippy thing? Or
that's my grandmother's curry dip.
Okay.
And that's I mean, it's not her actual one. She's been dead a while, but that's her recipe.
Who would have thunk it? You know what I mean?
I know she definitely wouldn't have, because she only made 3 recipes, and that was one of them. So look at it. She made 3 recipes, and one of them's on the cover of the cookbook.
That's amazing. Okay, so how are we going to go sell the absolute bejesus out of this. How are we going to sell a lot of books?
The pre-order period has been all about Mandy. So it's leveraging her platform. It's been lots of posts, lots of emails to her followers. She has several thousand, people who subscribe to her various lists. And she puts it all over Instagram, and we've been talking and hyping it up. And then once it comes out, she's doing what's called books. So she has a manager.
Say that again. You kind of cut out. She's doing what they call what?
Book bakes.
Well, we call them.
We're calling them book bakes. But instead of just signings, she'll do demos or teach a class and then sign afterwards. And so there's a lot of those that are starting to be scheduled all over the country. We're starting to get the date set for those. And there's some bookstores that will do book signings as well, and that helps. And then there's podcasts and there's PR that they're going to do, and look to get people to pick it up in news articles and all kinds of different, traditional PR.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Just absolutely amazing. And the other thing I thought was interesting, and I don't know if this is something that you did purposely or not, is I love the fact you put the QR code in the back, because it's kind of like Ask Mandy, which is part of your website and you're part of your, right? This is hearing the story. This is the impetus of like people being able to contact you, which is also, now once you get to be so famous that you're on, every talk show and everything, I mean, you're not going to be able to, you're going to have to hire people to answer your questions. But anyway, the QR code thing is super interesting. Is that something that is normal?
No, nothing I do is normal. But so that was my biggest issue with writing a cookbook, is that
Sorry, I was a little late. Nothing I do is normal. Waiting on the bell.
Woo, I'm doing great. We should just keep this in our happy box. Remember the time that Scott gave me all the things? Anyways, so when I was learning to make challah, I made all those mistakes. The hardest part was the people who write the cookbook are not necessarily in the room with you when you're making it. And if you want to ask them a question, it's petrifying. You're like, oh my God, I'm going to ask Dina Sussman how she makes her like lasagna for Christy Turlington. Like I was saying, there's all the, there's no way to ask these people. And even if you could, it's overwhelming. So that's why when people say, what's your challah recipe? I have a website with my challah recipe on it, but I make them message me first for it, not because there's no ads on it. I make no money on it, but I want them to know that it's comfortable, that they should talk to me, and I'm here for them every step of the way. So they never should make a recipe and be like, oh, I don't know what to do. I'm never going to make it again because I'm scared. So that way they've opened up a line of communication. So that's how it started. And then writing a cookbook, I was inevitably going to give up that control of being like, this is where my website is, come talk to me and I'll share it with you. So the QR code was Danny's idea. Also, of course, that was the compromise, was like, okay, I can't be in your kitchen with you. It can't be like, a cook in your nook, elf on a shelf, cook in your nook, but I can't. Hello, that'd be great, but no.
When's the merch? When's the little Mandylicious dolls merch and little bobblehead, Mandy bobbleheads, little challah bobbleheads we should have in the kitchen talking?
There is Mandylicious t-shirts on Amazon.
Okay, fantastic.
Yes, you can. This isn't one of them. But yeah, so that is all a way to keep it. So is everyone who's got a question about the recipe going to message me? No, but they can, and I will answer them. Like right now I have 80,000 followers or something, and they have them, and I get several messages a day, not always just asking questions, but a lot of times people just want that.
Many messages a day.
I do. But people just sometimes want to have that encouragement, or be like, does this look okay? Or they want you to just be supportive of them, which a lot of times in your kitchen, you're not going to find that. You can't necessarily find it in your own, even in your own home. Not everyone has their own personal Danny, which will make them feel good about everything. Let me help.
Maybe we need Danny dolls everywhere. We need little bobblehead Dannies.
Oh,
good job.
You'd be a cute bobblehead.
Fantastic.
He's being a bobblehead.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, no, so that's the sort of thing that was good to do for your nest. So that was it's not just the questions, it's that full support. Like sometimes people have a question like, Mandy, what do you mean by egg yolks? Like that was a question I never actually thought of. And someone didn't know what the egg yolk was. Like they just were putting in the egg white. Like people of I'm designed, if you've never walked in the kitchen before, if you open up this book, you'll be able to make a challah. And especially because if you have a question, you can message me that question and I will help walk you through it. Like that's.
I mean,
oh, that was a good one.
you're right there with them, right? And I know this because my wife and youngest daughter have been on this sourdough journey for a long time, but they FaceTime each other, matching. Oh, was this one like? Oh, this, and they're right. Their starter, of course, they've come up with funny names for their starters, and they're like children. So all of this I can name. Now I want to get you out of here on this and the fact of and Danny is wearing great. You talk a lot of babka.
Yes.
What's the difference? Talked about the babka. How did you branch out into the babka biz?
Well, because it's a Jewish carb. And I tried for a long time to not make babka because I always thought babka was very hard. And I'm all about like, let's make this so anyone, even if you've done it once, I'm going to help you. If you've done it 1,000 times, I'm going to teach you a way to make it a little easier and more fun for you to make it. So that's my like goal. Everyone should be here.
Yeah.
Babka, I thought for a very long time was too hard. And how am I going to be able to explain it to someone who, like my goal is to be able to explain to someone who's never walked into a kitchen before. Right. And I was worried I wouldn't be able to do that effectively. But the amount of time that people spend thinking about challah, as many people think about babka, and you can certainly take babka and make it more creative and make it more fun. Like I have a strawberry lemonade babka recipe in the cookbook. I have a snickerdoodle hot cocoa. You can still make those fun. So then we had to learn different ways to teach and make babka. And once I was able to do that comfortably, then I started doing babka classes and babka recipes as well. Danny, he will never tell you this, is a way better babka maker than I am.
No, hold on. That's breaking news. I think that's breaking.
I have him.
I actually really prefer the babka recipe. The babka dough is a lot more fun to work with than challah dough.
Yes, you're so patient.
It's much more reasonable.
It is. It's because it's fattier. It's got more, schmaltz in it.
So you guys are going to start. What's the future? Obviously, the book is going to sell millions. It'll be the bestseller. It'll be $1 zillion. And just remember the little people. That's all we ask is you remember us little people. Are you going to start making functional challah with GLP-1s and peptides and protein? Is it protein challah coming in, or what are we doing?
Cottage cheese challah. It's delicious though, because that was when I was making fun of it, because it was like, I never do any viral. Like I very rarely will do a viral trend anything, because that's not me. I'm going to be my own viral. I don't need to follow someone.
You don't
else.
need it.
I don't need it. I can be viral. Like I've done the dot cake one I did because it's sprinkles and I'm obsessed. And when it was cottage cheese, I was like, okay, let's see if I can do it. And I did. And it actually turned out to be a delightful challah. But that'll be the closest to a diet challah I have. But
Well, after Twisted 2, Twisted the movie.
Twist and Shout.
Yeah.
That's the musical.
Danny has got this whole... Yeah, you've got the game plan. You have the whole vision board. You're turning this thing into unbelievable.
Truck model. I got the restaurant model. We're like ready to go.
He's ready. I'm just happy to be here. I feel like this is so cool. I always say, if 15 years ago Mandy knew that, in 15 years people would not only be like paying her to come and teach them how to write a challah, but like a challah that I made was going to be on the cover. I would have laughed. But it's every morning I wake up, I'm like, this is crazy, because it is crazy, because I literally had no idea what I was doing. And it's just because people sometimes need help, and I recognize that people need help, that it's been anything at all. So I think that's really cool.
Well, don't walk, run. Go to Amazon.com, look up Mandy Silverman, look up Twisted Cookbook. I found it very easily. Go get your pre-order right now. It's fantastic. It looks gorgeous. I love all the stuff that you've done. I don't know where else on Instagram, where else can people get involved?
We'll give you the link, but it's geni.us/Twisted Cookbook. It's on Barnes & Noble. You can get it on Walmart. There's the independent, I forgot what it's called. There's Indigo, which is the Canadian site.
It's at Target.
So that there's a link that gives you a link to all of there's a super link that gives you a link to all the bookstores that'll carry it.
Okay, so tell us where. So it's going to be in Target. It's going to be in Walmart. It's going to be where are all the places it's going to be?
Barnes and Noble.
All the places books are sold.
And there's a whole independent bookstore channel, and there's like a whole distribution through that
Books
as well.
A Million.
Which is great. Books A Million. That's
Thank you guys so much for coming on. Thank you so much. I apologize for getting scooped and you being the second one. I mean, you'll be on many, 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 many more. What a pleasure to meet the better half of Danny Silverman.
Absolutely.
Thanks. It's lovely to meet you too. I've heard this is great. I'm so excited when I get to be anywhere near Danny's stuff. From everyone, so this is
all right. We're just because we're just you guys and me. We're gonna just do the close right here. Let's do it. The reason I don't even remember how I met Danny, to be honest. Probably through the Linky. But this is why I love doing the show. Why? Because people matter, and you've been watching or listening to Always Off.
Hey there, this is Haley from Quickfire, and they want me to read this so you know what this podcast is part of and how to find out more if you want. Always Off Brand is a production of Quickfire LLC and a part of the Learn and Laugh series on the Quickfire Podcast Network. For more information, go to quickfirenow.com. Have a good one, and thanks for listening.